Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. I am so grateful to be here as always. I'm wearing this super bright orange cardigan right now, and I am just feeling like my inner child is screaming. She's just so happy, and this cardigan just honestly makes me so happy. If you're not watching the video, you absolutely should go over to YouTube and go watch it there. But I'm sure you'll be seeing clips on all of socials this week as well. I am so excited for today's episode because this episode is for you guys. Last week, I put out a little question sticker and I asked you if there's anything challenging about this holiday season because I truly want to make sure that I am supporting and helping every single person who presses play every single week. I'm so grateful that you guys choose to listen to me and you guys decide to hit play on my episodes. And I always, always, always want to be giving back. And also, I need to announce this. When this episode goes live, my announcement has been made. I have been working on something for the last month for you guys, and this is purely a gift of just giving back, okay? I have put together this incredible masterclass for every single person who listens to my podcast and is wanting just more for yourself. Any of the women who are sitting there just wondering how they can break free of the noise internally and actually start accomplishing all the things that they ever wish that they could. This is not just for business owners. This is for every single woman who wants to create the life of her dreams. And if you want to remove any of the blockages and you really want to have that breakthrough, this is an immersive masterclass that I put together specifically for you so that you can have those breakthroughs that you're looking for and get to that next level. I know that every single one of you guys are going to leave with so much clarity, confidence, and that energy to go fucking take actions and make all of those dreams and those goals your reality. And I'm really, really excited to see what comes from you guys all tuning into this. It is completely free. It is going to be on November 6th. All of the information will be down below. If you can't make it live, of course, you can get the recording. Just make sure that you register. I'm so excited for you guys to hear this masterclass because I know that if any of my podcasts have ever impacted you in a positive way, this masterclass is going to have that effect times 10. I am making it my most intentional masterclass that I have ever put together, and it is going to be incredible for you. So if you're looking for change, you truly want results in your life, and you're just ready to have more peace, more calmness, more clarity, more confidence, you want to be there. I've been waiting to share about this, so I'm so happy that I can finally announce it in this podcast. I'm seriously so stoked to host this. All right, so let's go ahead and address some of these questions. They are completely anonymous. I know that the holiday season can just be so challenging for so many of us, and especially when we're getting together with siblings or with other family members, long distance family members, even people who we haven't seen in the past many years. It can bring up a lot. It can bring up a lot of triggers. It can bring up a lot of discomfort. And I really wanted this episode to be an episode that can help you, support you, guide you through those maybe more challenging moments or those experiences that you're having that you maybe feel really alone in. So first and foremost, I had a couple different people say that it is really lonely for them around the holidays. And this makes me feel honestly really, really sad. I did not script or write out any of this podcast. I need to preface with just saying that. I didn't write out any of this. I just wrote down your guys' questions and I'm just going to go completely off the riff and really hope to just support you with where you're currently at. So first and foremost, for it to be lonely for you around the holidays, you are not alone. Number one, I want you to know that because there are so many people who are experiencing the exact same thing that you are, who are not able to see their family. Maybe you don't have the funds to go travel back home. Maybe your family just isn't as big as it once was, or you've lost family members, whatever it is that you might be experiencing right now, I am sending truly so much love to you because I can't imagine how challenging that is, especially when you're scrolling through social media and you're seeing everyone together with their families around the holidays. That is so hard. And what I want you to do first and foremost is to actually try to get connected with the people who you do know that would love to have your energy in their rooms. There are people who would love to invite you to their family parties, their experiences. And my second tip of advice would actually be to get off of social media during these time frames. If you know that around the holidays, you tend to feel really lonely and you're seeing everyone else on social media with their families and that really gets to you, I want you to be your absolute best friend during this time. And I want you to take the time that you need to away from social media and really look out for yourself, looking out for your own energy and just deciding that you're not going to put yourself in that same position as you've always been all of these past years. Because that can be one of the toughest things. And I know better than anyone that comparison is a real thing. And I don't want you to continuously be like sitting in that space where you're just looking at everyone else and you're comparing yourself to like, why am I not there? And or why am I not invited? Or why don't I have what they have? And what I also want you to know is that even though you may be a little bit lonely during this season, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of being in a beautiful, loving family. And what you are experiencing, it doesn't mean anything about you. I promise you that. You are incredibly special and you're here on this earth for a reason. And I'm so sorry that it's been lonely for you. But if you can open yourself up to really receiving some friendships and some people who start to feel like family, because I know for me, that's been the case. I have now welcomed people into my life that have come through Thai or come through random places that now feel like my chosen family. And I am so incredibly grateful for those people. But at one point in my life, I wasn't very open to even receiving anyone because I just thought, like, I have my blood family and that's enough. And I didn't know that there was so much more out there for me that would understand me on a deeper level, that I would feel lighter around. And I invite you to open up your world to receive people who feel like family for you and who can truly support you and guide you throughout this season. Now, someone left me a message saying that when they get the family together, it feels really broken. And I definitely understand this for sure. I personally now am in a family where my parents are divorced. They've been divorced for the past couple years. And we've always spent every single Christmas together. And now things are a little bit separate. And I get it. Like, I totally understand this. And it's really challenging. It's a lot. It's a lot to bounce from family to family. It's a lot to be in the same room with a bunch of people who don't really feel like they like each other, but are there because they're obligated. Like, I get it. That energy in those rooms can be kind of suffocating and it doesn't feel like the holidays anymore. And I understand it so fully. And this is where I really want you to decide to create new traditions for you. And some people are not gonna like this. Somebody's grandma or someone's aunt and uncle or somebody's not gonna like me saying this, but I also encourage you to protect your energy and maybe not spend holidays with people who you don't feel aligned with. And again, I know that that might be like challenging to hear, and I know that we all just want to be around family around the holidays. But if you know there are certain people who you really don't like being around the holidays, yet you feel obligated to be around them and you don't feel comfortable or safe in their energy, let me remind you that you are choosing to be there and you do have an option. And I know that it's really challenging to go against that grain and decide, like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do what I always have, or I'm not going to do what they're doing, or whatever. But I will say that when you decide to choose yourself and you decide that you want to choose your peace and you want to create maybe a new tradition for yourself or for your family or for your friends, whatever it might be, that's going to be so much more fruitful than like being around people who really bring down your energy and make you feel small or put you down or anything like that. So I encourage you to take that space if you need it. And when you are around those people who maybe it is a little bit more difficult to be around, if you absolutely have to be around them or whatever, because that's where all of your favorite family members are, totally understand that. I would keep your distance around the people who you don't want to be around and the people who it's really, really hard for you to communicate with. I would just keep it very light with those people and keep it very deep and beautiful with the people who you love the most and spend the most time intentionally with those individuals. And honestly, like, around the holidays, I feel like sometimes the best thing to do is fucking bite your tongue. Like, bite your tongue. Really just decide not to say the little things that you usually would underneath your breath. Like, decide to just keep the peace on your end. And if anyone starts to say something or starts drama with you or anything like that, choose to disengage. I feel like that is one of the most mature things that we can do nowadays is to literally hear someone talking shit or hear something going crazy in another room and just decide to, like, sit there and just, like, witness and experience and just be like, "Alright, like, I'm just gonna watch. I'm not gonna engage in this bullshit." Like, sometimes that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. So, absolutely have your boundaries, say hi, say hello, whatever. I also had a question somebody else asked me about, like, what to do around fake in-laws, and I get this. I don't have this personally, and I'm so grateful that I don't have this. I actually really like my in-laws, but when you are in those situations, like, I would just focus on your own energy and what you're bringing to the table and knowing that you bring so much to the table. You are sharing beautiful, loving energy, and if that person's not open to receive it, that is okay, and that has nothing to do with you. Like, truly, it doesn't have anything to do with you, and there doesn't need to be whole, like, long-ass conversations that you guys are trying to have around, like, fake topics and, like, surface level things. Like, no, like, just take your seat and sit there beautifully, quietly, experience, observe, and just focus on your own energy. And also, I will say that never underestimate the power of a bathroom break. Just being like, I gotta go to the restroom really quick and cut the conversation short if you need to. Like, just do what you need to actually get through the holidays in the best place possible. And if that means taking some space or that means getting closer with someone else who you do vibe with, like, do that because that's going to make you feel better and it's going to give you that, like, that laughter and that good, like, childlike energy again. And I think that that's something that I want us all to lean into. Like, I hope, and I know that this isn't the case for absolutely everyone listening, but I hope that all of you guys do have at least one good childhood memory of Christmas, of Thanksgiving, of one of these beautiful holidays. I know that I personally do. I have a lot of really beautiful memories that I personally love Christmas and I love all these holidays because it allows my inner child to, like, come to life. And sometimes I literally just set that intention, like, for the day of just being like, I want my inner child to just shine today. I wanna laugh. I wanna play. I wanna just experience life. And just coming from that, like, really light and airy, just happy-go-lucky, if you want, little attitude, I think that it really makes a big difference, and people feel that, and you lighten others up by being in that energy. The next thing that I heard that one of you guys are struggling with is finances around this time. And I completely get this. I feel like every single person listening to this podcast has had a year where maybe they weren't able to contribute as much as they used to, or weren't able to spoil their family members the way that they wish that they could have. I want you to take a moment to just allow yourself to not be perfect, okay? You don't have to be in the most financially abundant place to make a beautiful, happy impact on the people who you love. Especially if you have children. If you have children, there are so many ways that Christmas can be so special, Thanksgiving can be so special without having $500 to blow on your kid. Like, truly, you spending intentional present time with them and doing things that are different and unique and just, like, for you guys, I think that that goes so much further than just a kid getting 50 presents underneath the tree. Like, honestly, this is where I think that as parents and as just individuals, altogether, like we can be a little bit less materialistic and instead be experience focused and creating those really special moments and memories instead of saying, oh, well, I need to buy at least X amount of dollars in gifts and it needs to look like everyone else's or it needs to look like this or that. It doesn't. And it can be so special without having so much finances behind that experience. So don't forget that. And if you are struggling around the holidays with your finances, again, you're not alone. This is something that so many people, so including myself at certain points, have actually been there, and I get it so fully. And I know that all we want is just to do more and we want to provide more for our friends, our family, our kids, and all of the things. But knowing that, like, there's always more time to make more money. There's always more time to attract more abundance. And if we can just continuously be in this place of us keeping our vibration in an abundant state and no longer allowing those scarcity thoughts, those lack thoughts, that lack mentality to sneak in, if we can focus on that, we can create more abundance in our lives for the next like 2 months to afford everything that we would like to on Christmas Day or whatever that it might be for you. The next thing that one of you guys said that you're struggling with is just having anxiety being around family. And I feel like this kind of goes back to the first question that we were talking about where, oh, I understand it. I really get it. And there was a time in my life where there was so much anxiety and there was so much turmoil and there was so much chaos being around my family that all I wanted to do was escape. Like, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to cut everything really short. I wanted to spend as short of time as possible with specific people. And I will say that just being completely honest, I don't regret that. I don't regret it because I was protecting myself. And I'm sure that my family at the time wasn't the happiest about it. But at that point in time, I had to do what was best for me. And so I kind of I'm saying this and I'm like, fuck, like someone's going to be pissed to hear this. But for me personally, like I had to set time frames of how much time I would spend around specific people because I had to protect myself. And this is where people can think that I'm being really selfish and whatever, but this is what works for me. And I'm not saying this is the right thing to do. I'm not saying whatever, like I'm just saying this is what has helped and supported me personally. And that is having a lot of fucking boundaries. And I don't do things out of obligation now. I don't. I simply do not. I don't fucking give in. I decide that my happiness is my top priority. I'm not here to please people. Not here to please people. And I'm here to be the happiest version of me. And if spending less time around people who drain me is the best thing for me, then so be it. Sorry, not sorry. Just being honest. Yeah, just having those boundaries. Like, have those boundaries. Know when you're going to leave. Have an escape route. Like, I don't want to say, like, lie, but, like, my tummy's hurting. I really need to leave. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just being real. Like, honestly, like, there's no reason to sit in a room where your anxiety is just peaking and you're around people who make you super uncomfortable and you feel like your heart is thumping the entire fucking time. I personally, I don't feel like people deserve to make us feel that way. Like, this is going to trigger some people, but I really don't believe that we are meant to be in those rooms with those people who fucking do us dirty or who cause us anxiety. Like, and sometimes those are your parents, and sometimes those are your siblings, and sometimes those are your in-laws or whoever it might be. But like, if you're literally having a physical response to being around those people, number one, I will say I definitely would do some journaling on this before you go and like try to clear out. This is probably the better advice I should give. Try to clear out the baggage before you go. Try to do what you can to let go of those things. Try your best to see the best in people. Try your best to reframe your perspective on the situation. Do what you can, okay? But if like you're truly like every single day leading up to that Thanksgiving dinner or every single day leading up to Christmas Day, you're just feeling this like horrible pit in your stomach and this like tightness in your chest about going to see people who you don't like being around, let me remind you that that's a choice. I know it's a really, really hard one to distance yourself from people like that, but sometimes it's the best thing that you can do. I don't know how people are going to take that, but we're just going to send it. I'm just trying to be honest. I'm trying to give you guys the real, transparent advice that I would give my friends. Yeah, let me know if this is resonating, because fuck. Okay, the next one, I had 2 people talk to me about this, and this makes me feel so sad for them. So they mentioned how now they are splitting their time for their children with their partner because they're no longer together. And so they're waking up on Christmas morning and they're not with their kid, or they're spending every other holiday without their kid. And gosh, like, I feel for you so deeply, and I'm so sorry that you have to go through that. I can't imagine doing that. Like, I can't imagine not having my daughter Aria with me on Christmas morning. But this is what I personally would do if that was the case for me. Personally, I would use that day as a day to pour into myself and to absolutely take care of nobody else but me. And just go do my absolute favorite things, or go bake my absolute favorite foods, and just legit take care of my energy all day long. That's what I would personally do, because I know that if it were me, I would want to sit in bed and do nothing and feel depressed and just think about how lonely I am and go through all those feelings. But I would choose, instead of doing that, to go for a walk that day, to make my favorite meals, to watch my favorite movies, to cook the best food that I can, like bake really good treats. I would spend it calling my family members. I would spend it just taking care of myself. And I know that's so hard to hear, because there's nothing that can fill that void of not having the people who you adore the absolute most, like your children, with you. But maybe that can be a day where you're gifting a day to yourself. And that could be maybe the most beautiful and great gift that you could give yourself. It's just a day to focus completely on you and run yourself a beautiful bath, and like go to Lush and get yourself a nice bath bomb, and like just do things for you, so that when you do see your kid on the next day after Christmas or the next day after Thanksgiving, that you're just in the best energy possible and you're ready to welcome them with such loving and open arms. And also, I will say, I know you guys are probably already doing this, but like just like allowing them to be with the father of their child, knowing that that person is there for them and it's going to create really beautiful experiences, and it's good that they're in their lives. And thank goodness that you have a partner or an ex-partner who is willing to see their kids on the holidays, because some kids don't have that. So just doing whatever that you can to change your perspective a little bit. I like, there's no easy way to handle this, but my best advice is just treat yourself to a day completely for you, and just focus completely on your energy and just being in the most loving place possible for yourself. And just, I would really recommend, like, don't rot. Like, do not rot in bed. Do not like sit there in bed scrolling through social media, seeing everybody with their children. Like, don't do those things. You're going to set yourself up for failure and to feel even more hurt. So please don't do that. I would just set as many things up in your calendar that day where you're just prioritizing you. Maybe you're calling some of your best friends, maybe you're calling your parents, maybe you're calling other people, and just like giving your love for the holidays by just doing everything that you can to focus on you and treat yourself. Okay, the next one is having boundaries with family and speaking up for what you know is wrong to family. So, okay, I'm thinking that there is somebody who is experiencing something. Let's say, like, okay, let's say we're on a Thanksgiving dinner and you know that the way that your uncle is treating your niece or someone else is like really wrong, or something of this sort. I don't really know what the situation is, but I'm just like kind of trying to picture something of this. Okay. Number one, be the example. The best way that you can show people how things are done is by doing it yourself. Being the loving, caring, heartfelt, non-judgmental kind of person at that table, at that room, in that Christmas day, whatever that it is that you might be experiencing. Being that person that shows people like, wow, that's a different way of doing something, and maybe that's the way that we should be doing it. I don't feel like the holidays are the best place for us to handle conflict, especially in front of children and things like that, because for children, this is like the most exciting day for them, like especially Christmas morning. Like that's so exciting for a kid. And if there is like trauma that they experience on Christmas, they may literally associate every single Christmas for the rest of their lives with trauma. So being really, really careful about what kind of conflicts that you bring about on these days, on Thanksgiving, on Halloween, on Christmas, on all the things. I think that it's really, really important just to be cautious and instead lead by example. Literally, like I said earlier, like not engaging in specific conversations, just not allowing those people to infiltrate how you're feeling and your day, because at the end of the day, like this is your time too. Like you deserve to have a really beautiful Thanksgiving or a really beautiful Christmas as well. And I would just legit like create your own space, like create your own space, your own energy as best as you can. And if that means that you're spending maybe time with your cousins in a different bedroom, or you're spending time with your sisters somewhere else and you're not like around the main family or the people who are like kind of causing the problems or whatever, like that's probably what I would do. But if you need more specific advice, I would definitely love to support you on a deeper level. Like please just send me a message about this and I will support you as best as I can. But I do think that it's important to try your best to keep the peace. And if it's something that like you simply have to speak up about, like it's something maybe that's like super inappropriate or that makes you feel really uncomfortable, or someone's safety is at danger, like something like that, that's where I would like to say like approach that person personally, like one on one and not in front of the entire family. But also I just feel like the holidays are not the time for that. And maybe having a conversation beforehand with that family member, if it's possible, do that. But if that doesn't feel like it's going to get anywhere or it's going to make the situation worse, I would just like really try to think through these things of like, okay, if I talk to this person about this, like, how could it go? And how would you approach this conversation with hopefully gaining what you're looking for out of this conversation? There's a lot of ways that this can go. So I hope for the best for each and every one of you guys who are around family members that are really hard to be around and that just cause a lot. I have personally found that like I'm somebody who I typically do want to speak up. I have been in the past very fucking confrontational. My parents always told me that like I was the person who stirred the pot. I was the person who like caused the problems and things like that. And it's hard for me to keep my mouth shut. It's hard for me to like not say my opinions. And there are moments where my opinions just fucking slip out because I'm just like, fuck, like I'm just that I like don't like the energy that is around me, and like I just fucking pop off and say something. But I'm really consciously working on not being reactive. And I think that this could be maybe like the best thing for you to focus on, like not being reactive. And that's something I have to be even more like, I need to remind myself about this even more, because there are situations where I'm around people who just don't get things. They don't fucking get it. And I have to, sometimes I'll say something under my breath and then I'm like, Savannah, don't. Like, just chill. Just fucking don't. Something also that I will just add in here that I've been practicing recently is when something happens that triggers you, it triggers a response in you, whether that's like you getting really upset, you getting really mad, you getting really sad, you really like just like rethinking, like getting in your head. A lot of times I've noticed for me personally, I want to go tell someone. I want to go tell the person I'm around so that they validate my experience and how I was feeling. And like, yeah, that's super fucked up. Why would they treat you that way? Or like, I want them to be on my side, or like, I want them to just agree with what I think. And this is something that I'm trying to be even better about, because what I notice is that when you go and tell someone something like negative that you're experiencing, like let's say like someone at your dinner table says something rude to you, and then like you turn to your best friend, or not even your best friend, you turn to like your sister, or you turn to your cousin, and you're like, I can't believe fucking uncle blah 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 like said that to me. right there, like, I know that's, like, what we typically wanna do, but that's only gonna amplify the negative energy, okay? So, like, please, 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 please just refrain as best you can from doing that, and instead, like, wait for, like, a day or 2 to, like, debrief, and then if it's still in your mind, then maybe you can talk about it, but, like, a lot of times, it's not really that important, it's not really that needed to be shared. So I would just say, like, instead of amplifying negative energy by like talking about it or like creating, that's another thing. Like, actually, that, like, do not try your best to refrain from gossiping, from talking about others, from talking about people who you're at the same table out with. Like, just try your fucking best. Like, for the 2 days that you have, Thanksgiving and then Christmas or Christmas Eve and whatever other days you have, like, just practicing smiling and keeping your mouth fucking shut. Because sometimes that is the best thing that we can do around the holidays. And I'm taking notes from my own book right now, okay? Sometimes, like, that's the best way to just keep the peace and just, just be like, I'm going to say a little prayer for that person. I'm just going to send a little love, and I hope that person gets the healing that they need because they're clearly really struggling. Don't forget that. Like, hurt people hurt people. People who are mean and shitty and treat their kids with shittiness and whatever, like, people who are really gross to others are typically struggling so deeply. So instead of judging that person, instead of being pissed off at the way that they are the way that they are, try your best to just be like, you know what, they're probably going through a really hard time right now, or maybe they didn't grow up with parents who set a good example for them, or maybe they are, I don't know, trying to find something that you can try your best to just see a different perspective and come from a place of understanding and send them love, pray for them, and hope that they continue to get better and that they come to the light. And yeah, that's really all you can do. Okay, and the last one that I got was from actually one of my very own clients. She said that she's struggling taking time to decompress and just have alone time. And I feel like this is something that, especially if you have divided families, this is like the most challenging thing because it's like dinner at mom's house, dinners at dad's house, dinners at the grandparents, dinners at the father-in-law's stepson's person's like houses and shit. Like, there's just so many people to see, there's so many people to be around. And if you are in the place of like, I want to prioritize all these humans, I love all these humans, I want to be around all these humans, cool. All I will say is that you must plan a day for yourself. If you are planning 5, 3, 4 days on all these other human beings, pouring into them, being around them, sending them love, giving them gifts, like hugs and kisses and all the things, also decide to take that time for yourself. And I will say, once again, do not sit in bed and fucking scroll social media. Do not sit in bed and just rot all day. I want you to take care of yourself. Take care of you. Don't just like scroll on TikTok all day long. Like, decide, okay, I'm going to put my phone down. I'm going to read my favorite book. I'm going to make my favorite tea. I'm going to do a face mask. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to do all these things that are going to make me feel so amazing. Then I'm going to feel recharged after all of these family activities. And that's like your treat to yourself. That's one gift that you can give to yourself during the season. And I would say do this multiple times throughout this time period. Like, this is such an energetically draining time of the year, and I know how challenging it can be. And I want to encourage you to actually take the time that you need. Like, take it. You deserve it. You need it. I know you need it. So take the moments that you need of peace and recharging, refilling your cup, and knowing that you are deserving of that and that you should take that and that it's only going to allow you to show up for everyone that you absolutely adore and love so much with an open, happy, giving heart. Okay, that's the best thing that you can do for your family members is pour into yourself. And even, this is like also another little extra tidbit, okay? Before you get out of the car going into all these events, like, take a moment to take a deep breath and center yourself and set an intention of like, okay, I want to be the person here that keeps the peace. I want to be the person here that brightens everyone's day. I want to be the person here that lightens everyone's mood. Like, choose how you want to go into all of these situations and do your best to stay in alignment with that. Take bathroom breaks, center yourself in the bathroom, like, do whatever that you need to just continuously monitor yourself. And yeah, that is my best advice that I can give all of you guys. I can't believe I just now filmed a 37-minute long episode, and I can't wait to hear all your guys' takeaways. And if you need anything else, I'm here. We still got plenty of episodes to come out before the Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, all the things. So if you need anything, send me a message and I will make a dedicated episode for you. I'm here for you. I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to see you in the masterclass. I'm so fucking excited. I'll see you guys there. You can register below completely for free. There's a gift from me to you. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.